My name is Dark Moon Doll, and today is Monday Morning Rant. Monday Morning Rant is a show that I do where I rant about things that bother me in this world today. And I like to find some sort of solution to it, to the problem that I'm ranting about. But sometimes there's not. There's not a solution. So today, what I wanted to talk about is the high prices of food, specifically good quality food, like just fruits and vegetables if they're organic, and foods that are happen to be processed, like chips. If you want to buy chips, but you don't want unhealthy chips with all kinds of crappy ingredients in it, then they cost expensive. Or you make your own freaking chips. You know what I mean? Which is what I've gotten to that point, and just eating chips in general all the time is not a good idea. Um, it really frustrates me because, as somebody who's wanting to eat healthy and stay healthy, it's almost next to impossible to do every single day on a consistent basis. It's like my body is wanting all these, good nutrients, coconut water that I see at the store that's I'm like hesitant to buy because even though it's good for me, it's still expensive and I'm on a budget and it's like, oh my God. Um, you can't leave out of the store without spending at least $30 and you're not really getting a ton of food from most places unless you're getting a bunch of crap. That's pretty much how it is. Luckily, this store that's nearby in the new location that I moved into, it's not too bad as far as prices go, as far as organic, and they're having sales and stuff a lot of times. So that's cool, but they don't have everything that I want in one store. But it's just on the average when you want to go and buy something and continuously be healthy and eat healthy, things are just so expensive. It is. It's just way too expensive. Um, Most people have to get by getting food stamps. You know, you used to be judged for getting food stamps. Now nobody judges as much anymore because the kids can't afford it. And the jobs that we're getting, we're working at these jobs really hard, and we're getting paid minimum wage or maybe a little bit more than minimum wage for these slave jobs. And not having enough money to put food on the table can be frustrating. And then a lot of people, if they end up getting food stamps, and they get judged for it, saying that they're lazy and they should earn money to buy food. Well, here's the thing: you could be still working, a full time job, 9 to 5. Maybe the only thing you can get is a minimum wage job, and that's all you have. What else are you supposed to do, really? So, there's a lot of people that judge people that are on food stamps and judge people that are on assistance, some sort of assistance. These people are on assistance because they need it. A lot of people need it. It's fucking expensive to live in this world now. It really is. Inflation has gone sky high. Um, every time you turn around, there's something that's being, raised up. Inflation, ridiculous prices. And like I said, the stuff that's cheap is cheap. The food that's cheap is cheap. It's not good for your body. Yeah, you can get a case of like soda for a killer deal, but is soda good for you? You know what I mean? People getting excited over this. I can get a case of top ramen. Top ramen has a lot of crap in it. It's horrible. It's not good. It's not healthy. And a ton of sodium. So yeah, I don't think people should be judging others, if they decide to get assistance when they need it. There's a lot of people out there whose parents or family have abandoned them, and so they have no other choice. They're depending on themselves. So the time for judging is over. Instead of judging somebody, you could see how you can help them. If you see that they're struggling, you know, ask them if they need any help. If you have some extra food or whatever that that person would like, maybe do that. Make them a meal. I remember when there was this couple that was struggling and down on their luck. And we invited them over for a meal. They didn't have any food. They had no money to buy food, so we made them a nice meal. So Yeah, you shouldn't judge people based on whether or not they have enough money to buy their necessities to keep them, nourished and healthy. It's not an easy thing to do in this world, especially if you don't have the resources and you live in a location where it's really urban and there's not a lot of trees, fruit trees, and all kinds of natural herbs growing. There's people that live in those kind of locations where it's not easily accessible. So if they couldn't get it at the store, it's not easy to go and forage for it. Where I'm living, I could probably learn some routes once I get good on my bike to go foraging for these fruits and vegetables that I feel are a lot of places highly priced, because once they smack the organic label on it, then pretty much going to pay the organic label price. I think it is good to have organic fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables that don't have pesticides sprayed all over them, because those pesticides, whether you're spraying it on top of the vegetable or on the soil, either way, we eat that and it gets into our system and it makes us more and more mutated. It fucks with our cells, the foods that we're eating. And I've learned a lot about this through working at health food stores. I worked at Whole Foods Market in I think 2007 was the last year that I worked there. I worked at this place called the Sacramento Natural Foods Co-op. And through working at these type of stores, I learned how they market these foods, these health foods, how they profit from them, and who they're really catering to, what crowd they're catering to. And it's definitely not the crowd that is struggling and needs that nourishment. It's the crowd that's rich and wealthy. And that's how what's going on. But the way that we can educate ourselves about ways of growing food so that we don't have to buy everything from the grocery store is by getting some gardening books, getting some herb books, and start growing your own garden. It's really important. And I did want to show you guys an update of my garden, because it's important to start growing something. If you don't grow anything, grow something. So, yeah, it just makes me angry. It's like that. And when I get angry, I want to do something to solve the problem instead of just doing in anger. So that's a productive thing to do. You can rant about something, but find a resolution that you can do easily yourself. And with the foods that I grew, it's going to be less food that I'll buy at a grocery store. And when I grow my own food, I know exactly what's going in it. I know that there's not going to be shit sprayed all over it or put into the soil. So that gives you more control over what you're putting into your body. And it's really important to take control of your health, because nobody else is going to do it for you. It's all you. You can get all these gurus and fitness gurus and all this kind of shit, but it comes down to you. You're the one that's going to make that difference. So, let me take you out to my garden, since I've been talking to you guys about it, about the process of it, because the price of food, nutritious food, is sky high these days. And I really recommend that everybody make an effort to try and grow their own food in some way. Let me show you the update of the garden here. It's really beautiful. Everything's growing really nicely out here. So this is a little change for a Monday morning rant, huh? But here we got over here. See if I can show it to you all really well. So I'm using my cell phone. This is called the sweet salad mix. This growing over here. In the back, these leaves right here, these are sunflower. You can tell too, because the leaves on it are very fuzzy feeling. So we're gonna have a lot of sunflower. In the corner over here is lemon cucumber on this cage here, so it'll grow on here. They're like these round cucumber shapes. It's really cool. And then over here we've got some rosemary. I don't know if you guys have been with me this long, but that last house I lived in, I had a huge rosemary plant, and it got really big. But we're starting all over from fresh. Here we go. Here's fennel. Fennel is a great herb to use, plant to use for so many reasons. But yeah, the garden's doing really well. And what is this here? Is this tomato? What kind of tomato is this? Let's see. This is a red grape tomato plant. Okay. And then in here, my son is growing beans. There's I think black beans and red beans. And his own handcrafted planters. See if I'm getting that good, I don't know. And then over here is another tomato plant. Let's see. No tomatoes yet, but it'll be here soon. And then down in here is a pepper plant. I think it's habanero. Yeah, that's habanero. No, it's jalapeno actually. I think this is the habanero right here. That one's a habanero. And then we got some little plants here of sage. What's this one? Honeydew. I have no idea what this one is. Let's see, what is this one? Doesn't say. But we're planting a lot of stuff. This right here is, what is this? This is a summer squash right here. And right over here is the beets. I gotta cut the beet greens so I can either juice them and make them in a salad or saute them. So it's all the beets we're growing. And then here's the carrots. My son grew the carrots and the beets over here. And looking good. I think I have a few more things I can show you guys as far as plants go. You know what that might be? Oh no, right, one more. Over here, we've got, all in one pot, we've got some sage. This one's oregano. Yeah, that one's oregano. What's this one? Ooh, no, this one's oregano right here. And this one is what? You know, this one is also oregano. So it's two oreganos. So yeah, I guess I'll bring this out outside. Oh, my cat wants to come out. Do you want to come outside? You come out here, buddy? Thinking about it? All right. So yeah, to end this rant, which ended up being not much of a rant, I just want to say that, please learn how to grow your own. Learn how to balance your phone. Learn how to grow your own vegetables and fruit if you can. Even just start off small with just a tomato plant in a pot if you only have like so much room, and just grow it and see what happens. And then that'll be so satisfying to eat something that you've grown yourself and not worrying about whether there's pesticides in it, how much money it's going to be, can I afford to buy this today, or those are the kind of things that go on in my mind when I go grocery shopping, because I know I only have so much money to spend. So it's just like it's nerve-wracking. Nobody should have to like worry so much about how much money they're spending on being healthy. It's just insane. There's so many products out there. Drink this tea, take this pill. The only thing that's really going to help us, let me go by here because this is an orange or mandarin tree right here. Little house of mandarins. But what we need to do is take control of our health. That's what I've been doing. And it's been a struggle because a lot of things that I want to buy are expensive. The things that I know that are going to be good for my body in the long run are expensive. And they're so good, and my body likes it, and I take in a lot of it, like coconut water and things like that, and things that I love to put in my body every day. It shouldn't be so freaking expensive. Yeah. I know that people have it worse other places in the world, and so I can't complain too much, but it's just like, man, this world doesn't make it easy for people who are poor to afford good food. They make it easy for you to afford crap, you know? And do we want to continue to eat crap? Of course we don't. But we do it because we feel like we can't afford anything else. Or we feel like we're not good enough to eat these healthy foods, you know? So yeah, I mean, it just amazes me how much things that we waste in this world as far as food too. I mean, I'll make a meal and it could stretch for several days because of what I cook. It lasts and it's healthy and it's reasonably cheap. Like a staple of just beans, rice, lots of fruits and vegetables, simple fruits and vegetables, things that people take for granted, like carrots and celery, and apples for that matter, things like that, that can be fixed into meals that can last a long time and they're healthy. And so that way you won't be feeling like you want to rush up to McDonald's or all these other places that just fucks your body up and makes you feel sick. It pisses me off that they're not caring about people. They're not the powers that be. They don't care about people. They want to put all kinds of crap in your food. Colorings, artificial colorings, artificial flavorings. We wanted to make it look more red like a strawberry. You know what I mean? Instead of you just buying a strawberry and then you go to look to see how much the organic strawberries are and you're like, well, shit, I mean, I can't afford that. You know, but that's really what I want. And then you get some nasty strawberry soda instead. It's just insane. It's insane, the prices today. It really is. And it just seems like it's an insane amount of money for something that can be done easily. Like, for instance, coconut water. Don't get me wrong. I think it's good to buy stuff like that, and I have been, because I like it. But when we bought a coconut, a really good coconut, open it up, there's the water in there, and pour it out into your cup, and there's your coconut water. This is definitely, it feels like a scam, some of this stuff that they come out with. Because I know that not everybody has access to the coconuts all the time. You know, you have to go, at least for me, you either have to go to a health food store or you have to go to like like a farm, you know, or you have to like go to like an international type of market. There used to be this place called KP International that we went to a few times, and they would have things like that, coconuts and all kinds of what would be seen as exotic spices and vegetables and fruits and things like that. So yeah, you have to be savvy. You have to be clever about how you the deals that you find for food. At least for me, I have to be. And it's just like sometimes it's frustrating and it's mind numbing and it's depressing a lot of times because as I see all the stuff I want to get, but I can't get all of it, and I can only get some of it or none of it. You know, it's like fuck. You know, so I feel for those people out there too. They're in the same boat that I am in. But luckily, as you saw, I grew a lot of produce, so that'll help out a lot for us, for family, and for a roommate we're living with too. So we're all chipping in together to make a really beautiful garden so that we can eat foods that are healthier for ourselves and so that we could live a healthier, longer life. Ultimately, that's what good health is all about for me. And it's not about buying the newest trendy drink or whatever. When I worked at the health food store, that's what it was all about. It seemed like it's just like the next new thing. Here's the next new cool tea that's going to do all these things for you. And a lot of it can be hype. A lot of it can just be a bunch of words and not really any truth behind it. You know, some of these things that were shown to me at these health food stores when I worked there. Some of these things are like overly priced, for real. So here's my suggestion: get yourself a a health food book. I mean, of any of a type that I think promotes more so whole foods, primarily vegetarian, I mean, if you want to know, from my viewpoint and what I've done, I've got a bunch of different books on vegetarian, vegan, raw vegan lifestyle, herb books, um, all kinds of books that'll help encourage your health and encourage you to learn how to grow these fruits and vegetables that you enjoy eating so much that you don't want to pay sky high prices for. And you find a way to grow them yourself. So, yeah, thanks for joining me today for today's Monday morning rant, talking about the high prices of food and how can we afford to live in this kind of situation on this planet right now. So, grow your own food. That's the solution. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for the likes and shares. And thank you for your kind comments. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you're doing to save money and to buy foods that are still healthy. You can save money really easily buying crappy food. But what are you doing to save money to buy really good food or to grow your own food? That's how you can save money, is by growing your own food. And that's the solution to this rant. um, if you're interested in donating to this channel, you can donate $1 or more to my PayPal at kdaddytmama@comcast.net, and you can include a question you'd like to see answered on an upcoming show. So look at my past videos, and it gives you an idea of what kind of shows I create on this channel. So thank you, everybody. Brightest blessings to you all, and I'll see you soon.